John, you were pretty competitive at most statistical categories around there or thereabouts, and you had an advantage inside 50s. Where did it break down for you?
It was a combination of a few things. We thought our general hit around the ball and pressure on the opposition wasn't as good as what we should have had. Therefore, they were able to get cleaner entries than what we were, and they were able to score too easily once it got inside their forward 50. That some of the basics of the game, particularly in the conditions, we overhandballed too much too early, and then probably went the other way when it dried up. And things like leading the ball over the back, just a basic part of the game in the conditions like they were today that we didn't get right and paid the price for it.
You know, the inside 50 was an issue against Collingwood a couple of weeks ago, and you feel like it's the same thing again, keeping the 2-on-1, keeping the front not looking up for
yeah, probably just not running the smart spots. I mean, we had the even numbers. It was a different issue today. From probably halfway through the second quarter, it was even numbers up there, but we just rendered spots that meant that we looked as though we were outnumbered at times, but also didn't use the ball to the level that we know we can and should. But that's always gets back to that general pressure and hardness. It's amazing how often and how well we use the ball when we get that up to the level that we need it to.
Did you feel you were still in touch at three-quarter time, and how disappointing was that last quarter?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thought we were still in touch three-quarter time. So we were obviously really disappointed with our effort in the last quarter.
You're not the kind of person who's ever going to panic or get too upset, but obviously I guess you would be concerned at 1-3. How concerned are you?
Well, we need to. What you can't do in this game is do what we did last week and then come today with that. You just can't do that. You need to be more consistent in your efforts, both through the course of the game and also from week to week, and that's what the best teams are able to do. And if they put in one good performance, they then back it up and go again and again and again, and that's us at our best. But that's not what we're doing at the moment, and we need to make sure that us at our best is competing more regularly on a week-to-week basis than serving up what we did last week, which was terrific, but the job's not done. We need to keep doing it, and you need to keep doing it week in, week out in this competition, and otherwise you get beaten.
So 1-3, does it become a personnel issue? Is that something you look at?
There's always issues in regards to who's available, who's not. I don't think it's so much just a personnel issue. I just think that'll be certainly looked at as we do every week, and we'll make changes if we have to. But it's more about the general pressure at the ball and at the ball carrier for the opposition, and the way that then turns into pressure on the opposition and us being able to play our best football.
Is this sort of one of the first times in your time that consistently they haven't been able to respond and perform the way that you expect them to?
Well, it's sort of we responded last week and didn't respond this week, so we thought we responded well, but that was in the past, and then we needed to do it again, and that's the challenge for every team, and it's our challenge is that you got to deliver and step up to the plate every week, and you drop off in your intensity one little bit, and what happens is that you get beaten, and you get beaten pretty badly.
I believe that Buddy's been placed on the pool. Do you have any concerns about that?
I didn't see that. I mean, you don't look at that during the course of the game because you just don't get time to.
Is it just a case with him of coming up against a really good defender on the day?
Yeah, Thompson's a good player. He's a really good player. Their back six was able to work pretty well together, and he's a very good player.
You free up on days where just Buddy's full at the moment. The problems that the players just run deeper that Buddy when there's more than the only player.
No, that's right. I mean, clearly, we didn't have enough good players today. Absolutely.
Is there a chance that Kurtubi could be back next week?
Maybe. He trained last week, and we were even discussing whether he was worth playing our reserves today or not. Decided not to, so he trains tomorrow and hopefully gets through that okay, then trains again Thursday. But that decision will be made on what's best for him. to make sure he plays his best football when he gets a game of senior football, and what's best for the injury that he's been managing. It just can't be made just because of our loss today.
Could he play the sequence? Is it likely he'll play the twos before he comes?
I don't know. I mean, it depends how he trains this week, and I mean, we were looking at more of another training session tomorrow, another one Thursday, so he gets another week of training under his belt that he wouldn't have had if he'd have played today. So he's played on a low preparation before. He's seen that last year, so he's able to come in and contribute if need be. But that decision will be made in conjunction with the medicos, and we're not going to put him in a situation where we put him at risk.
Was today's performance probably the worst since you've been senior coach?
Oh, I'm not going to categorise it to bad performance. We didn't play well.
You tried a lot of things, probably with the forward line as well as moving some players around. Is that where it was breaking out the most, or was it sort of across the board?
No, it was across the board. We scored against too easily, and they were able to, just the basics, the ball, the amount of times the ball slipped over the back in those conditions. It's one of the things you learn was you're a kid coming through, you don't let the ball over the back in wet conditions, and we let the ball over the back too many times. We got scored against too easily. So it was a combination of that as well as our front half that we need to look at, but it always, the energy that we showed in the midfield was variable at times, and it can't be variable, it's got to be constant.
Hanbury, any concerns with how he's going? He was probably better last week.
He was better last week, but he didn't play well today. I mean, we need more from him as well as others. I mean, he wasn't the only one, but we need more of those players, those quality players playing well. There's no doubt about that. I mean, they need to be consistent and playing better football on a more consistent basis, and we didn't have enough of them today.
Does it get any easier next week?
No. I mean, we come back here to play, obviously one of the real quality teams in the competition next week. So that's what's in front of us next week. So we'll be doing everything we can to be as competitive as we can, and determined to put on a better performance than what we put on today.
How did you put up injury-wise today?
I think everyone's okay.
Any players today in your eyes who you thought held their own?
Oh, we probably had a couple. I thought probably Josh Kennedy was pretty good. Benny McGlynn, I thought, did a good job when he was on Harvey. Outside of that, I'd have to look through and see the game. There's two that comes off the top of my head, but clearly, when we get beaten by 40 points, we don't have enough contributors for long enough in the course of the game. Others have made contributions at different times, but we didn't do it consistently enough.
Thanks.
All right.